Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Luke Hagel. I'm doing another video for you guys, and it is on people skills. And I've had a lot of people ask me, what is, like, you have an innate kind of personality that is magnetic, draws people in. What is it that you do? So, real quick, I wanted to break down what it is, how you can implement it in business. So, the first, oh goodness, where do I start? The two hallmarks of a salesman is two things, right? Write this down. It is being comfortable in your own skin, and then having a love for others and curiosity for others. So those are the two hallmarks of a salesman. Not just a salesman, but more importantly, a person of influence. This transcends sales. And so I want to talk a little bit about that, right? How do you get that? What is it? So first of all, being comfortable in your own skin. God created us uniquely, right? You have to have the belief that you are here for a purpose, you're here for a reason, you matter, and you are important. And you have a unique perspective on the world that nobody else sees but you. And that's extremely important, because when you believe in that, when you believe that you have that, then you believe that your opinions matter, and then you believe that what you have to say is important. Now it allows you to say what you want to say and to be comfortable saying things, right? I don't mean to sound redundant there, but there's a large amount of importance on that. When you can feel comfortable in your own skin and you believe you matter, now all of a sudden you're going to ask the hard questions. You're going to say the things to your friends that they need to hear, right? You're going to be that person of influence, that in that magnetic personality where people are like, oh my goodness, that guy's confident in his own skin, right? You're okay with, I have an expression, two expressions that I live by. This goes into the first, but I don't mean to be disorganized, but this is another good one to write down. I'd rather do something goofy and laugh, or stupid and laugh about it, rather than take life so serious all the time. The other thing is, everyone's my best friend until proven otherwise, right? So now all of a sudden, completely removes all of the pressure that I have to be a certain way or to act a certain way, and I can live in my own skin. I can say the things. I went to a BNI meeting earlier, and I'm a visitor. I have no place saying this, but they have talking points about, oh, here's this, and this, and this. Here's a great way to be an effective communicator. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, you know what? I have a value add. What I have to say is important, and I have a value add. And I said, you know what? One of the things that's great that's overlooked in conversations is don't ever say, hey, does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? Because then what happens is you're putting the blame on them, right? Say, did I explain this well? You take the blame, and encourages other people to speak up because it's your fault, and rather than on them. They don't look stupid anymore. But I could say that because of the fact that I knew my opinions mattered, and I said, I don't care what other people think. I would rather do something goofy and laugh about it than take life so serious all the time. And if I don't get invited to that next meeting, so freaking what, dude? Donald Trump has a great quote, and he says, maybe I should have taken life seriously, but the reality of it is, or more serious, but reality of it is, if I did, I probably wouldn't be here where I'm at today. And I'm thankful for it. And I realized, man, that is a guy who's comfortable in his own skin. Now, when you think of a sales guy or someone who's, man, I want to be like that, not even just a sales guy, just someone who's like magnetic, someone who's like, you want to be like that, it seems like nothing affects him. He walks up smacking gum. So what do you got? Oh, hey, man, dude, I love that sweatshirt. That is amazing. That is so cool. Looks great on you. Have a nice day, champ. Or have a nice day. And like champion or whatever, right? But like, he's making you feel good. And you're like, holy crap, like, who is that guy? How did he just make me feel like that? He's walking by. How does he make me feel that inspired in such a short amount of time? And how can he just go and say that to random people? It's not just experience talking to people that helps, but it's having that belief and that mentality that what you say is important and you matter and what your opinions are matter. And if you have something to say, once again, I'd rather do something stupid or goofy and laugh about it than take life serious all the time. I'll never forget when first time I was in sales, quick story, I was thinking so hard of what to say to this person, and he's walking by me. And I'm like, I need to say, I'm like, okay, I need to stop this guy. I want to try to sell him a vacation. I was selling vacations in, Cabela's. And I was like, what do I say? What do I say? He's wearing a camo hat. I said, nice hat. Almost didn't see it there. I thought for 5 minutes on what to say. And I was so nervous. And I was like, did you do the drawing for $50,000? It was stupid. And I didn't have the confidence. But I knew I had to put myself out there. And once again, I'd rather do something stupid and laugh or goofy and laugh about it than take life serious. And he respected me for it. He said, no, thank you. Hey, I appreciate it. But no, I did not. I'm not really that interested. I'm all right. No worries. Have a good day. But it took the pressure off. Because now I can mess up. I can take that next step, and I can go forward and realize that it's not a reflection of my character if I do something wrong. Because I have inherent value and inherent, the God of the universe created me, and I'm saved through Jesus Christ. And I know that I have value there. So there's nothing people can do or say when you have that internal, right? The internal is locked in. You are like, hey, I matter. I'm important. I'm already saved. I have a relationship with Christ. Nothing I do on this world could ever change that. And that is the most important thing. And that centers me. So that is a way to get comfortable in your own skin. The other thing is smile. No matter how messed up your smile is, you could be missing teeth. You could be, whatever it is, right? But if you do that, you will have so much, people see like authenticity, right? People love authentic people, right? So don't be worried about what other people think about you. If people think wrong about you, is not a reflection on you, but a reflection on them, right? Of course, there's different actions we can take to influence better, right? Or different actions we can take to help people understand where you're coming from. But if you take if you have that love for others and that mindset, and you have that belief, and you're there to genuinely help people, and you're here to serve, you're a servant leader. What happens is anything that people could think wrong about you is something that's a misconception in their head, and it's their loss, because you're a great person, right? A great woman, a great dude, and it's their loss. And I have a lot of times where I think back and I try to kick myself. I'm kind of kicking myself because I'm like, I lost respect when I said that. But I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, I would rather say something. Granted, I could have phrased things a little bit differently, but I put myself out there. I'm authentic. I'm me. I'm genuine. People love that. And if you stick around this long, I'd like to think enough that my genuineness and in my willing to serve and help people and my authenticity and my beliefs, it's the reason why you're still watching, right? Maybe it's because I sent you this video and you're a friend of mine. Anyways, but that's the thing. You get comfortable in your own skin. The other things you could do on top of that is controlling your mindset. So, having the mindset of my actions don't define me. My where I'm at today doesn't define me. You have an untapped potential right here. And so when you see that potential of where you need to be, and you have goals and you have a vision, it'll give you drive and it'll give you a new purpose, right? So my lifelong vision or goal is to help as many people as I possibly can and to serve. And I wanted to be a therapist to help people and understand people better, but I realized I don't need a license to do that, right? I do sales every single day. I've helped close to 1,000 families and business owners. So combined, not 1,000 business owners, 1,000 families, but 1,000 combined. Anyways, but I realized, oh my gosh, I have potential, and I'm working on it every single day. And that passion, that drive, gives me a lot of conviction, right? The other thing is, don't let bad circumstances define you. There's a difference when you go through something. Let's say you're huge into working out and you break your leg. Good. There's a Jocko Willink video where he's all serious and stuff, and he's like, I broke my leg. Good. I can focus on my mental skills. Or he's in this dark room. He's all serious, Navy SEAL. He's like, I just lost my job. Good. But like that video speaks, because it's like, in sales, any negative people have about the product or service that you're selling, you always flip into a positive. That's the reason why you should do it, right? This is the upside. This is a positive. This is a positive. In the same way that we need to do that for our own mental. Hey, I don't like working, right? I don't want to go and edit these videos or whatever. Let's flip that into a positive, right? Hey, I'm blessed to have the opportunity to even be able to edit these videos and start working. I'm blessed to be able to do XYZ, right? I am glad that I have the ability, and I'm learning the skills from it, right? So that will help you be comfortable in your own skin, as well as working out, brushing your teeth, gelling your hair, doing everything you can to make sure you're the most presentable. You're taking care of yourself, right? Your body's a temple of God. I need to be doing a little bit better than I am. But, at the end of the day, we're all human, and we can only pray and try to get better each and every single day. The second is a love for others and curiosity. This one you can't teach. This one comes from the Holy Spirit and, a true, genuine love. Now, we're all, created in God's image, so I believe we all have the capability of love and whatnot. But true sacrifice is, true love is to lay one's life down for someone else. And I believe that's in John, the book of the Bible, John. Could be wrong on that. But it doesn't have to mean physically laying your life down. It could mean sacrificing your time, going to help someone. It could be, giving your financially. It could be helping someone out with anything, right? Just helping others and loving others and denying yourself and helping others in the process. And that's what sales is, right? That's what influence is. And when you take that genuine love you have for others and you always want people to have better lives, what happens is people see that. And it's something you can't necessarily teach, People see your heart and intentions. The eyes are the window to your soul. So when you have that genuine love and passion for people and that inspiration to help, now all of a sudden, here's a guy who's extremely confident in his own skin. He's very comfortable. I want to have that. How is it that all the stress and pressure is like water off a duck's back? How is it he does that and he inspires so many people and he loves people? I want to be like that, right? There's a reason why the name of Jesus is so powerful. There's a lot of power in the name of Jesus because Jesus is the living God. And like people, he had so many followers. I mean, he's literally God. But like just that love for people and how he can help people, how he can heal people, how he can console them and or even just sit there and cry with them, right? When you aspire to be more like Jesus, when you aspire to have those qualities and you aspire to go out there and help people and sit with them when they're hurting, to bear tears with them, right? When you put yourself in those situations to be vulnerable with them and to really come from a position of empathy and have that love, people listen, right? And people are inspired by that. Now, I will never say sales is interesting. I've always hated human psychology in a lot of ways. I kind of like the study of it, but like it's missing a human element. But I want to talk about this for a second, is objection handling. Like in a selling scenario, maybe you've been to a car dealership and you're like, I don't like the price. Completely understand you don't like the price. The price is what the price is. It's all internet based. Like, okay, there's no heart in that. Versus saying, hey, I completely understand that, price is important to you. In all honesty, I hear that from most people that come in here, especially with the economy now than more than ever. That this and this. That's love, that's empathy, that's joy, right? It's, I say joy in the way of you're so glad that they're saying what they're saying, they're opening up. You can appreciate them. And what happens is when people genuinely see that, they're like, wow, this is a guy who cares. And that is how you can, and I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, but that is how you can become that person of influence. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not something that, happens at the click of a switch. But I promise you, start doing these things and live by, hey, I'd rather do something goofy and laugh about it than take life serious all the time. And I want to learn to serve better, right? And everyone's my best friend until treated otherwise. That helps a ton. And then love as well for others. One of the last points I want to make is when talking about other people, I talked about love and I also talked about curiosity. You don't have to be an interesting person yourself. You just have to be interested in the other person. It's not to say you're never going to share anything about yourself. You always want to share quick blips. Man, you run a window and shades company. That's amazing. I love that. That's I talked to a guy actually today about that. I'm like, man, I actually talked to this guy who runs a window and blinds company up in Appleton. I'm surprised that he actually does that. It's awesome. I'm amazed at the fact that, I thought that was just windows, but it's cool that you run your own business. What got you into it? What do you love about windows and blinds? What's a cool story you have about it? I want to learn more about what's important to you because you matter to me. So when you shift the same beliefs and that mindset of I matter, my opinions matter, what I say matters, and I'm loved. When you project that onto others and say, hey, you are loved, your opinions matter, and what you say is important. Now all of a sudden they can feel just at ease and calm with you. And a lot of times people don't feel recognized for the work that they do. So at the gas station, whenever I'm going in, hey, and they're wearing a name tag. It's a simple thing, and they know you're reading off the name tag. But how many times do people say, "Thank you so much, Jamie, for your help. I know you're doing this all day, but it really makes my day that you can help me get this. This might seem small, but I love my energy drinks, right? Or something simple like that. How much does she get of that? Not a lot. So if you could be that person, or give them a compliment. Oh my gosh, I love the tattoos that you have. Man, that's one of my favorite Bible verses. I love that. Yeah, that's cool. How long did it take, right? Or man, what inspired you to get it? But when you share that love, now all of a sudden you have that genuine influence in that the people skills where you are just a magnet. And this is the stuff that people don't talk about enough. They talk about smile. They talk about keep people the ether of happiness and make them, or people don't care about how much you know unless they know how much you care. Like, it's meaningless, right? Where's the depth to that? This is the depth. And I wanted to take the time to explain this because a lot of people have been asking me about it, but this is how you gain influence, and this is how you gain trust, right? If you feel like your objection handlings or whatever, or your conversations are dry and people aren't interested or they're not engaged, it's because you're not doing this stuff, right? The stuff I talked about. And this is what top performing people do, and that are in sales or they're in some position of influence or power. So be your genuine, authentic self. Know that you're loved. Know that what you say is important. Know that nothing can change your value, and project that on others. Tell them they're important. Tell them that they're loved. Show them, right? Show them with how you act, your body language, how you listen. If I'm talking to someone, I'm not going to be my arms crossed, I'm going to be like, wow, that's really cool. I love the fact that you said that. That's amazing, Jim. That's amazing, Bob. Oh my gosh, Jamie, I didn't even know that you thought of it that way. That's really cool. A question I had is, what do you think about this, and this? People open up. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's not quite the typical video that I do, but I promise you this. If you do this and you pray about it and you really want to be that person of influence and you have that desire and that calling, I promise you it's life-changing. And I promise you people listen to you more. And don't take this as a perspective of, I want to, for my own gain, do this. Take it as, how do I serve more? How do I serve better? In final words, I said last thing, but I'm gonna do one more. I wish I could say my gift to you is this, but it's not. It's not a gift from me. It's a gift from Christ. Is pray. Give your life to Christ if you haven't already. If you don't have a relationship with Christ, a lot of you guys, this is a dark world, without Him, and it's a scary place. And the reality of it is, we go through stress, we go through trauma, we go through a lot of different pain, and you know what? A lot of times we have thoughts we don't want, right? And there's a lot of spiritual warfare that's going on that people aren't exposed to, they don't know about, that is spiritual warfare. But Christ is the answer, the way, the truth, and the life. And if you pray about it and you ask Him to come into your life, I promise you, it will completely change you. It'll completely change everything about what you do, who you are as a person, and you will find a lot of peace and calm, and you'll get something that worldly treasures don't even hold a candle to. Using a human expression there. Oh goodness, that sounds impersonal. Using an expression people use, but it doesn't explain the depth of Christ's love, and the impact of what He could do for your life. So, anyways, God bless you all. Thank you for watching. I hope this inspired you guys. If you feel like this can help someone else, go ahead and share it if you want. My YouTube channel is not that great. For a matter of, I don't really edit my videos that much. I don't post the best content, and I've done a complete 180. But anyways, thank you guys. God bless you. Have a fantastic evening or morning or night, wherever it is. Anyways, talk soon. Bye.